In the first 2 editions of this book, I compared the journey to implement UDL to The Biggest Loser, a reality show where contestants compete to lose weight, transform their bodies, and find mental wellness. When participants have healthcare professionals coaching them and their peers cheering them on, it's easier to be successful. I have experienced the power of this collective efficacy in my own experiences as an educator and an athlete. In 2017, I decided I was going to compete in the Spartan Beast in Killington, Vermont. It wasn't so much that I wanted to run the race, but that I wanted to run the race with some of my favorite men in the world. My husband, Lon, my brother, JT, and my brother-in-law, Nate. I knew a little about the race and that it involved hauling logs and hiking, and I was promised a crock-pot of spaghetti and meatballs at the end. My son, Bowden, was 6 months old, and I wanted to get back into running shape, so it seemed like a perfect plan. Fast forward to the day of the race. I was woefully unprepared for the strength and stamina needed to compete in a Spartan Beast. And if I hadn't had my boys with me, I would have simply collapsed on the mountain and been dinner for the mountain lions. I finished that race, my shirt torn from barbed wire, shivering from the cold, my belly full of pickle juice. There were so many times I wanted to give up, but my team was there for me. Lon let me sit on his shoulders as I traversed monkey bars when my hands were too blistered to hang on. My brother shared his peanut butter sandwich and pickle juice with me when I ran out of food to refuel. And sometimes we took breaks, sitting on rocks overlooking the fall foliage, grateful for the sun and the experience. As teachers and administrators, we need to lean on each other, just as I leaned on my teammates during the Spartan race. We need to celebrate our successes and push each other to the next level of our practice. And sometimes we just have to take a break to find balance and to refuel our minds and our bodies. Can we be successful on our own? Of course we can. But it's much easier when we have colleagues to support us, teach us, and cheer us on, and who depend on us to do the same for them, especially now. To say that education has changed since the 2nd edition was published in 2016 is the understatement of the century. In 2016, we were adjusting to new evaluation tools, new curriculum standards, and new standardized assessments. Now, we also have to reckon with COVID, remote schooling, a nation vocally divided on political issues, and the moral imperative of designing and delivering instruction that embraces diversity, equity, and inclusion. Our students are struggling with trauma and mental health issues, and teachers are expected to support them while accelerating learning and dealing with their own trauma and the demoralization of the teaching profession. It is heartbreaking on so many levels. There is no greater resource in our schools than our educators, but the massive responsibility placed on educators without adequate support, collaboration, and resources is not sustainable. When I wrote the first 2 editions, I discussed the importance of teachers as drivers of change, and I stand by that unequivocally. We cannot change the outcomes of students, especially those students who have been historically marginalized and minoritized, without the support, the minds, and the hearts of our educators. And to do this, we need each other.